Good morning, everybody. Hey, I tell you what, I don't even know what the heck's going on this morning, but I found something somewhere anyways. Oh, let me see here. I'm trying to get everything set up sort of kind of presentable this morning. Let's see. Okay, that might work. Maybe, sort of, kinda. All right, we did that. Dun, 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 dun. We do that. We do that. Yeah, that'll work. Anyways, maybe I can sort of kind of get this thing going this morning. All right. Well, these are news stories that I thought was sort of kind of interesting that I figured I might go ahead and just put up on here. I don't know. Heck. All right. The first story of the day is science confirmed that food stolen from someone else's plate tastes better. And I don't even know who wrote this article, nor do I know who the people who were studied in question who were, but they were definitely women. Because I know one thing right now. If a man stole food from my plate, I would stick a fork in them till they're done. But that's just me personally. Scientists all over the world are doing amazing work. They're even chasing down the cures for cancer, discovering breakthroughs for Alzheimer's disease. Oh, and advancing green energy. Okay. What are you getting at, person who wrote this article? Oh, some scientists are also working on some seemingly less critical projects, like trying to confirm the answers to the age-old questions. For instance, do fries stolen from someone else's plate actually taste better? Now, I know if you work for your food, it always does taste better, personally. Now, that doesn't imply that you have to steal or that stealing is working. But it is burning calories, though, so I suppose there's that. But don't steal, people. Never, ever steal. It ain't worth it. Including someone's fries. Especially if it's a surprise curly fry. If it's nothing but crinkle fries and you have a curly fry, do not take the curly. It's sacred. It's very sacred. A recent study published in the Journal of Food Quality and Preference. I did not know that there was such a thing as the Journal of Food Quality and Preference, but I do now. There have been a lot of studies demonstrating how outside factors affect the taste and enjoyment of food. For example, music can make it taste better. Yeah, I suppose, I don't know. While playing crunchy sounds can make potato chips seemingly more crisp. I don't know, man. I feel like that would aggravate the heck out of me because I know it wasn't really the potato chip that I was crunching on being that crispy. You know what I mean? Plus, like, there's a certain, like, thing where, like, you could make something too crunchy, you know? But I don't know. That's just me. However, researchers write that there has been a little attention to the moral transgression itself might enhance gluttony, the gastrointestinally, whatever, in everyday settings. Basically, so anyways, I think this says a lot about society, the fact that people think fries taste better when they're stolen. But then again, you know, I'm just me, I guess. I don't know. The findings not only did convert. Yeah, I don't even want to read this anymore. I just lost faith in humanity a little bit. Now I'm sad. Anyways, I'm just gonna move on, I guess. I guess people prefer fries that are stolen over fries that aren't. I don't know. Anyways, this is the next food-related news, and this is just another example of you probably need to watch yourself and keep an eye on everything you consume. 1 in 5 coffees sold in Europe laced with pesticides, report says. Now, I don't even know if these pesticides are bad for you, because a lot of pesticides and stuff just aren't potent enough to even affect people to begin with. They're just only effective enough to, affect bugs and stuff, because they're much smaller beings than us and everything. But then again, I am not a doctor. I don't even know anything about medical stuff. So if you have concerns about anything, go see a doctor. Anyways, there is 1 in 5 chances that a packet of coffee beans sold in Europe contains residuals of pesticides thought to have been erased during the roasting, and in some cases include being sprayed. Oh, they didn't even write this right, I don't even think. Or maybe I'm just dumb. Contain residuals of pesticides thought to have been erased during roasting, and in some include banned sprays that cause cancer, according to new research. Jeez almighty. How the heck could I not get that out? I don't even know. There is a systematic pattern in pesticides showing up. Oh my gosh. I'm literally reading this like a freaking robot. It only happens whenever I read it aloud. That's the main reason why I do this, is so that I get better at reading aloud. Because, speeches be hard sometimes. That's why I speak a lot better coming from the soul. But the thing about it is I say things that get me in trouble whenever I speak from the soul, which is why I'm trying to get better at reading things. Then again, I don't even know. I don't know. There's a systematic pattern of pesticides showing up again and again in beans, and most major production regions say Coffee Watch. Wait, did Coffee Watch is the one who? I guess Coffee Watch is like the international something that watches over coffee. I had no idea an organization like that existed. I don't know. Anyways, the U.S.-based nonprofit organization seeking to reform the global coffee industry, which I know there's a lot of crap that goes on in the coffee industry. The pesticides are probably the least of your worries when it comes to things. But then again, I don't know. That's just me personally thinking to myself. Coffee Watch pattern with Coffee Watch. Why can't I read this word right now? Partnered with pesticide. Oh, it is. I'm sitting here thinking it's not partnered, but it actually is partnered. Anyways, they partnered with Pesticide Action Network, or PAN. I had no idea these organizations exist, but I'm glad they do. Anyways, a UK-German development groups. Okay, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that because that's European, and I'm just not European. I'm American. Anyways, at this place that I will not try to pronounce because I do not want to get in trouble, compile a report of the hidden cost of coffee, warning that pesticides applied to coffee farms thousands of kilometers away travel to your cup far more often than consumers realize. Now, to be completely honest with you, it's not just coffee, it's everything around us. We're all just swimming in the chemicals. So I tend not to worry about all these chemicals because there's no escaping it. When you break it down, everything is just a chemical, no matter what, no matter when, no matter how. Besides, I don't know anything about anything medical, so consult a doctor if you don't feel well, especially after consuming coffee or any other beverage or food. Especially something you're not supposed to eat. And definitely do not do that ever. Anyways, scientific evidence tells more, I don't even want to read this anymore. It's saying 21% of roasted samples tested positive for pesticide residuals, the researchers warn. Now, wait a minute. They said it was, let me go back here. I think it was 1 in 4. How could it be 1 in 4 if it was 23%? That's less than 25%. That means they're fudging, they rounded up. That's exactly what they did. I guarantee you they're basically sounding this alarm. I mean, it's probably a big problem, but I guarantee you that with it being 21% right, they didn't even round up. I guess they did round up as far as like quarter percentage wise and everything. But I guarantee you to get this 21%, they probably rounded up from like 18% and said, oh, it was 21% or something like that. And then from 21%, they rounded up to like 25% in order to get the 1 in 4 number that this article tells you. So there's probably less chance than 1 in 4. But then again, I don't know. That's the thing, though. Whenever it says 1 in 4 and then it says 21% in the same article, it makes me want to question the whole article. Like, just tell it to me straight, doctor. What the heck is going on? I don't know. It says right here, according to Pesticide Action Network Europe, a Brussels headquartered organization. Yeah, I knew how to say Brussels because I see it often, because Brussels is a very famous place. Anyways, that included PAN-UK, which is an acronym for an organization farther up, which I'm not going to go back up and see what it means because I done forgot about it anyways. Among its members, the findings point to a toxic double standard. Of course it's a double standard. A lot of coffee beans, cocoa beans, even I think a lot of different other stuff is grown in like basically like very poor third world countries like in Africa and sometimes in like Central and South America. Like they don't have the standards or the transportation or anything else. And a lot of companies in the United States and Europe just want to grab whatever it is, wash it off and sell it as quickly as possible because it already took a week or two to get to market. It's probably the same way with bananas. It's the same way with cocoa beans. It's probably the same way with coffee beans and any daggum thing else. Probably all the coconut oils and stuff people use too are probably grown and farmed in less desirable conditions. But that's just my personal belief as far as I know. You know? Then again, like, who knows? Like, nobody really knows what the heck is going on in this world. I don't know what the heck is going on in this world. These people just trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and they're panicking. Now, I don't know if it's, good or not, to be honest with you. It probably is very warranted. Then, I don't know. Europe is kind of funny when it comes to, like, pesticide. Wait, what was this for? Spray question that had been linked to an array. The spray in question has been linked to an array of health concerns, including cancer, reproductive harm, which is basically a blanket statement. Reproductive harm and cancer is probably caused by thousands of different chemicals that are probably synthetic that are going through like the food and health and everything supply these days. The plastics probably have more to do than the spray, if I'm being completely honest with you, but I don't even know. I'm not a doctor. I haven't read any research. I'm just an idiot. Anyways, the Pan-European pointed out that explaining that 60% of particles used in coffee growing worldwide are they're considered highly hazardous. You know what? I got some cheap coffee beans in my refrigerator right now. This says it's only a problem in Europe, but I guarantee the United States just don't even give a crap. So yeah, I probably am like way worse than like 1 in 4, 21%, just because the United States don't care. The United States don't care. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, just pay attention, people. And get regular checkups at your doctor. Whenever the heck you feel like you need to. I don't know. That ain't health advice. I do not give health advice. Anyways, this is on the next story. This is away from food and stuff like that. And that is car spreading could cost major cities 1 in 7 parking spaces. Man, like if you live in a city, you packed in like freaking sardines, man. Like I hate going to cities often because like it's just so annoying to be around that many people, if you want me to be completely honest with you. It really is annoying to be around that many people. I don't see how people stand it, like living in cities. Like you can't even like walk down the street without hitting like 5 people. And then you got to check for your wallet because sometimes it's missing. I don't know. But anyways, London and other major European cities risk losing up to 1 in 7 on the street parking spaces if a car size continues to increase. This is why I'm so glad to be an American. Americans are unapologetically like, we need bigger parking spaces because our cars keep getting bigger. You need to make a car smaller. We want big SUVs. Whatever, man. Anyways, new analysis warns a think tank. Oh yeah, everything really great come out of a think tank. A think tank. I don't even want to read the rest of this article. Basically, the city government wants to get as much as they can out of people. If they charge for parking, they want to get as many parking spaces as possible. So they're complaining about the size of vehicles, which isn't really, you know, something that they should. I don't know, man. They just complaining. They complaining to be complaining. I really ain't got much to say about it, honestly. Thought I'd have more. But this kind of does lead into the next story that we have here. Wait, what the heck happened? Oh crap. Wait. Oh crap. Wait. No! Wait, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Wait. Oh no, that happened. Okay, I'm good. Yes. Perfect. That will work. Alright. Let me see here. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. I had a little bit of a mishap, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyways, Jeff Bezos backed Slate reveals $24,950 or $24,000, basically $25,000 starting price EV pickup, making it the cheapest truck in America. Now, personally, I don't consider this a truck because a truck is used for hauling, and I know an electric vehicle just doesn't have the torque to pull a trailer. Then again, with the whole thing with the Cybertruck, it's probably that's probably the reason why they're doing it, honestly, is because of the whole success with the Cybertruck. But can we talk about the whole state of the U.S. auto industry, that Jeff Bezos literally has to make an EV pickup that's affordable for the common consumer in the United States? The United States consumer has been begging, absolutely begging, for a pickup truck or a car or anything brand new for under $30,000 for years. They have been telling Ford, Chevy, Ram, Ford, Chevy, Ram, all these auto manufacturers, Toyota, all these auto manufacturers, look, we don't want all of this like fancy technology in the car. We just want a basic vehicle with a radio that we can maybe plug our phone into to have like turn by base navigation, because our phone could do everything that all this fancy little tech you got in here can do. We just want something we could just plug into the car, use turn-by-turn navigation that's basic, that will last like 200,000 to 300,000 miles. That's all we want. And you know what? I think there was a recording of an auto manufacturer CEO came out that said, yeah, we can make a truck for $30,000, but we wouldn't make all that much money. And I'm sitting here thinking, Jeff Bezos, the oligarch he is, probably extremely money hungry, out of the kindness of his heart, created this EV vehicle that is $25,000. And yet Ford is sitting over here crying, saying, why can't we sell any vehicles anymore? We can't get the American people to buy a vehicle anymore. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, all these people, these oligarchs basically, these billionaires, just out of fun, not even like this, like Jeff Bezos is like this, his company is making this vehicle, and I guarantee you that he, just out of fun, he doesn't have to do this. It's probably not even going to end up not making that much money. But, you know, I'm just sitting here like, this is the reason why Ford and GMC and all these vehicle manufacturers are going to go out of business, is because they don't want to be competitive. They want to pack a bunch of crap into a vehicle that we don't need. Remember when vehicles used to be reliable and good, man? It wasn't even that long ago. It was back in 2016. After 2016, everybody just lost their dig mind. Anyways, the electro vehicle startup Slate revealed new specs for the all important. I'm so used to seeing imported stuff when it comes to vehicles that I didn't even register that as important. I said imported. All imported instead of important. That's just how like black pilled I am with the auto industry in America because I'm American. Is that I'm so used to just seeing everything imported or most of the parts for the vehicles being imported and just assembled here for tax reasons that I couldn't think that they put it all important. But I bet you farther down in this article, it's probably going to say this is made in China or something. Wouldn't surprise me. The company backed by Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, said one color, no frill electric pickup truck will start at an attractive $24,950 or $25,000 below some expectations of in the high of 20,000s. Okay, so people wanted it to be in the highs of 20,000. Wait, so it's actually better than like people were saying. So people was thinking it was going to be like $29,000. He's delivering at like $25,000. It'll probably be $29,000 with tax, tag, and everything. Because yes, there's more cost up front because you got to pay taxes to the big man upstairs, all important federal government. And you also got to pay for like taxes and you also got to pay for a tag for it, which can be expensive on a new vehicle. Yes, you got to pay for a tag, and the tag is expensive sometimes to register it to you and everything. But anyways, Slate is calling the truck the most affordable truck in America, though the price excludes taxes. Yeah, I already knew that without even you having to tell me, because that's the way it always works. So it's basically saying that any state and local blah blah has probably got taxes on top of it. Ford Maverick XL, currently the cheapest truck in America at $27,000. Thank goodness they were able to deliver that, but it's still just a flaming piece of crap, and it's way over the price it should be for what you get, honestly. With the charges exceeding $30,000, more than 100,000 reservation holders have told us they are ready for a vehicle that is affordable, reliable, and built around their lives. Slate CEO Peter Fancy, I don't know. I want to say your name is Fancy, even though I know it's not. Anyways, said in a statement, Slate gives customers the freedom to buy only what they need today, to personalize their vehicle as their needs change tomorrow. We're excited to start seeing Slate on the road across America later this year. Honestly, if all you need is a vehicle to go back and forth to work, that's all you need is something like this. Now, you can't travel an electric vehicle. You really cannot travel. Like, it would take forever to get across the country in an electric vehicle. But if you're just going, like, let's just say 60 miles a day, you know, like, this is all you need. And it's looking like, I think there's another seat back there. Like, this would actually be perfect for basically people's cheap cars, you know. Especially if you live in a city or something like that, this would be great, honestly. A lot has changed. I don't want to read the rest of this article. It's basically just going to have basically a big fluff piece on this vehicle and everything. I think it's good. I want as many alternatives to below $30,000 vehicles that we can, because a $100,000+ truck, especially since a truck is meant to be doing just work, you know, it's ridiculous, honestly. And some of these cars are getting above $80,000 now. And I'm getting to where I basically came to the conclusion that even though I can afford a brand new vehicle, I will never buy a brand new vehicle. I will always drive vehicles that are more than 8 years old, because I can always pick them up for like below 10K. And that's with like 140,000 miles on them, you know? A slightly gently used vehicle with around 100 to 130,000 miles that's been taken care of for like $5,000 is way better than paying like a vehicle that has 0 miles for like $50,000 to $70,000 for the same vehicle, just because it's like a few years newer. Anyways, that's my personal feeling on it. And I'm just sad that, like, it has to be Jeff Bezos and not Ford or like Chevy or, you know, one of the people you would expect to have a stake in making, you know, cheap vehicles did this. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if this vehicle is most likely going to be a lemon, but it's just an example of why is the people who have never like built a car before making better cars than the people who have been making vehicles for over 100 years at this point. Anyways, I just got really sad, but you know, that's just me. On to the next story. Okay, I'm not going to spend much time on this, but I thought it was kind of sort of cool. Remarkably well-preserved Second World War assault gun uncovered. Now, I guess this is a picture of it right here, and that looks really, really cool if you ask me. Like, it's rusty as heck, but honestly, I believe it's like, what, almost 100 years old at this point? It's in remarkably good shape to be covered in the dirt, you know? They made it out of real steel back then. That ain't the little steel. That bit's probably like an inch in diameter. That thing's probably thick as heck. She a thick girl, man. Anyways, according to Germany's Federal Agency of Real Estate, great, they have a Federal Agency of Real Estate, finds it's the BLMA. Okay, I guess it's the acronym for the Federal Agency of Real Estate, or the Germany. I don't know. Don't look at me. I don't know. Usually you'll only isolated. Okay. Find of this kind usually yields only isolated remains of the vehicle parts. In this case, however, workers came across an almost completely preserved assault gun, a rare relic found in the final moments of the Second World War in northwest Germany. They probably covered this thing up thinking that if they needed to use it in the future, they could uncover it, but they ended up not needing it for whatever reason. It's the only thing I could think of. That's what they normally do when they know things are about to like completely end, is they'll bury stuff like this so that way if they need it in the future, they know where it is to uncover it. That's probably why it was in remarkably well condition for so long. Anyways, the find of the STUG-3, I think that's 3, assault gun, one of the, I have no idea how to pronounce that. I am not German. I apologize. Most frequently produced tracked armored vehicle, unlikely. Anyways, they're going to go into, I guess this is a picture of what it looked like whenever it was brand new. And this is what it looks like today. And it looks pretty freaking good, honestly. I realize this is a little bit different, but it was at the end of the war, so I can forgive them for a little bit of deep. No. I'm looking at this part, this part. Wait. There's a little bit deviant. I don't know, man. Anyways. It's saying Poland and Ukraine organized exhibitions of World War II. Of course, two of the most patriotic countries in Europe, Poland and Ukraine, of course, are going to organize stuff like this. I thought this was just something good. You know, even though that war ended so long ago, we're still finding stuff from it. And I just smile whenever we uncover parts of history like this because it's just funny to me, you know? Things get, you know, found all the time. Anyways, this is a more serious story, I should say. Authorities seize over 300 snakes from man's home after his electricity use raises suspicions. Now, this personally rubs me really, really wrong. As somebody who has a decent amount of computers in my home, and as somebody who knows people who have a decent amount of computers in their home, I find this deeply disturbing that I could get a knock on the door and an uninvited raid in my house just because my electricity bill is slightly higher than it should be. This actually ticks me off. Now, personally, I haven't read this story at all. These are probably illegally obtained and illegally bred and probably invasive species and such. So not saying the man's in the right for having these snakes, But at the same time, I guarantee you the authorities aren't going to treat these snakes well, probably because they don't even know how to care for them. So actually everybody hope for the best for these snakes, because I guarantee you the person who had them probably was taking care of them at least moderately well. And I hope these snakes find a good home and they're not set out to pasture, as most people probably want to think that they probably are going to end up being done to them and everything. But I can't help but think that I should do a little bit of research into how many police raids have either ended badly or have found very little to no evidence of wrongdoing because they raided somebody because their electricity bill was a little high. Honestly, I do not believe you should be able to get a warrant because your electricity bill is a little bit inflated. And the same thing could be said for your water bill. But I don't have a water bill, suckers. If you have a water bill, you have my condolences. Anyways, police discover 309 pythons in a man's apartment after investigating unusual electricity use in the area. Now, I'm sitting here thinking 309 pythons. Either he had 309 enclosures or he had at least 100 enclosures, all with like heat lamps and different stuff like that going to him. Yeah, he was probably doing a breeding operation or something. I don't know. The man, how do you pronounce that name? Anyways, this is a name right here. I don't even want to highlight it because I don't want to draw attention to him. Started breeding snakes in 2024 and has converted his home into a reptile enclosure. So he probably does have like 300 enclosures in his home. If his entire, I wonder how much money he was making. These men were sentenced to prison for illegally breeding and selling the pythons valued at over $4.2 million. $4.2 million. Yeah, baby, yeah. Now, the police always inflate the numbers whenever they do a seizure like this, so it's probably more like 1.5 million at best, street value wise, because they always inflate the value and everything else. Anyway, the man in eastern China has been sentenced to prison after authorities discover more than 300 pythons living inside his apartment, according to reports. This happened in China. Okay, I don't buy this story. The Chinese people, like, they don't care. Like, wait, he was breeding these snakes, right? I don't want to repeat, they are our friends and not food. Now, pythons, they sort of skirt the territory, but I'm just going to say it out of as much caution as possible. They are our friends and not food. They are our friends and not food. Okay? Anyways, the Chinese state broadcaster CCP-TV recently highlighted, I don't even know. Anyways, like, he was breeding pythons in his apartment. There's not really much else to say. I guess, he messed with somebody, I don't know. He was doing something like this anyways. Something was going on. I don't know. All right. This is our last story of the day. And this one, I'm not going to spend much time on it, I don't think, because really don't really have much to say about it. I just saw this morning and just thought to myself, I wonder what the heck is going on with this and everything. And that is, Wendy's stock sweep up in menu-like rally after virtual Reddit post and leadership hire. Now, I'm guessing it's saying in this article that the Wendy's stock jumped more than 10% pre-market trading on Thursday, following 25% surge of the day before and as retail investors rallied around the fast food chain. I guess it's saying it's like the newest meme stock. Now, this is not financial advice. And personally, I don't think this is going to last very long. It might even be over with right now as far as I know. Oh, crap. Yeah. It might even be over with right now as far as I know. This was posted at 7:51 this morning, and it's 9 right now, so I don't know. Anyways, I know this, I don't know. Maybe just keep an eye on it, maybe. Or I think this is more likely that Wall Street is trying to do a pump and dump right now because they want to like have a GameStop 2.0 because they see how much money was made during GameStop and everything. And I think they want to do that, but they don't want to be, and maybe they might be doing this because they don't want to be on the wrong side of a GameStop thing. I don't know. I think the GameStop thing happened because everybody was just bored because it was during COVID, honestly. I don't think you're ever going to have that again, to be honest with you. I don't think this rally is going to last that long. But then again, this is not financial advice. I have no idea what's going to happen. Oh, anyways, it says right here, Wendy's has struggled to regain its momentum, which means it's been in a 5.5% slump, basically, in the last quarter. The same store sales, basically. So it's been in a slump. So I think they probably made this puff piece in order to try and rally the stock in order to get more money, either as a pump and dump or as just a way to like increase their call for, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just very fishy to me that this popped up on my feed this morning and like, I ain't heard nothing about it. Then again, heck, I might be the first one to the game. Who the heck knows? Who the heck knows? Anyways, that was the news today. And I don't know, man. I just figured, it was sort of kind of interesting, all this stuff. So, I don't know. See ya.